Hello and welcome to the Tower of God video. It's time to review Hugo. No one really knows this character, but this character is so good. Oh my god, bro. They did a good job with this character. The thing is within that Marvel is that they love to release a character that no one cares about or that no one knows and make them really strong so that incentivize you in summoning for them. That with the sales too, the sales are really good too. So on top of that, they just really want you to summon on this character. And for good reason, this character is very, very, very strong. Um, but yeah, if you want to know a bit more about this unit, this is a physical assassin unit, a yellow assassin unit, which is kind of crazy because we just had an assassin unit with Yasracha, and I think it was also physical too. Am I tripping? I think it was also a physical. No, he wasn't magic. He was a magical assassin. My bad. But still, this character is very, very, very strong, and yeah, this character is one of those characters that the kid is strong to begin with, and we didn't realize how strong it was until we had them. This character, anyways, let me stop rambling. Either way, if you want the short answer, if you can rainbow them or you're willing to spend money to rainbow this character, they're definitely a good investment. They carry hard, but there's also, but if you can rainbow her, don't summon on this character. Okay, you remember it's all or nothing. Okay, it's also never a bad idea to wait for the anniversary. Or at the very least, wait for the next character, Heljo, to come out. Heljo is a very hype character. They're wearing the Floor of Death, so I would wait for the next character's kit to be revealed a little bit before you make your decision. But if you want like an overall opinion on how strong this character is very strong. Anyways, let's talk about this character. And Hugo, now that I've got the chance to use her, let's go over her kit very, very quickly and the concept of this character. So they're an assassin unit. And talking about assassin unit, actually, before we even get to this kit, which is actually very, very important, is that before, with all the assassin units, they'll say at the start of battle, this assassin would like do this move, right? Or like at the start of battle, this character will like do this specific move, right? You have it with Yuri, you have it with Jinsung. I think Jinsung just has it automatically. But either way, what you realize with this character is that or what they're doing with assassins now is they don't even have that move. Normally they'll just program the character to use a specific move straight away instead of it being revealed on the passive. Now they're doing it with Yasracha, they did it with Hugo. I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing moving forward. So just keep in mind that with that when it comes to describing this kit and the order that I'm going to describe this character. But let's start with the passive, right? At the start of battle, it's called Luxury with Luxury. At the start of battle, Hugo recognizes an enemy with the highest attack as a luxury item, okay? So this character will pick an enemy, normally the DPS, because normally it's the DPS with the highest amount of damage. They'll mark them, okay? And they're tagged by the luxury item, okay? Simple enough, right? You're also immune to provoke, which is really good because instead of now you'll be able to kill the DPS unit instead of like fighting and getting provoked by, I guess, Racha or a Karaka or a Awakened Rack, the demon himself. So very good. And also you can also you're immune to it. So anybody who gets marked by something, so I'm talking about White, I'm talking about Yasracha, I'm talking about Yama, I'm talking about characters that can put another marker on someone else. That doesn't apply to this character, which is very good. Either way, the reason why it's important is because you want to make it so that like this character just destroys teams, and the best way to destroy a team is to kill the DPS. So being able to be immune to provoke means that you will be able to destroy the DPS unit very quickly, and this unit is very, very tanky. Anyways, second part of the passive. Okay, I can't even see. Additionally, every time a skill is used, create a luxury shield with max durability of 6 seconds lasting for 10 seconds. Okay, so you have two skills. So basically, and I think the third one counts as a skill too. I'm not sure. A special move, but either way, essentially what it does, okay, is that it gives you a shield. Basically, it's kind of like Albelda's shield, and that shield makes it so that you're immune to anybody apart from the targeted person or the luxury item character. So let's say you are fighting White and you have the luxury item on White. Everybody else on the team cannot damage this character as long as the shield is up, and the shield procs every time a skill is being used. The thing that's crazy though is that it lasts for 10 seconds, and normally it is very easy to activate another skill within 10 seconds. So for the most part, this shield is on all the time. And then the only way that you can even get damaged, you can even damage this character, is by the DPS, so white. But also this character has a shield, so it takes a long time for her to get damaged, right? And also with the revolution, if you have the revolution right under, okay, each time the durability of the luxury shield from the luxury decreases, a lot of words, removes all debuffs and recovers 5% of Hugo's max HP. You get a heal whenever the shield breaks, and then also remove debuffs, which is very important, because if there's one thing you need to know about this character is that even though the enemy team cannot damage you apart from the targeted luxury item unit, you can still get hit by status elements. So just keep that in mind, which is why there's so many status elements immunity on a lot of her skills to stop the character from getting debuffed by the enemy team, right? Same with the shield, same with everything. So this character is already tanky, right? So let's go to now. Remember what I said about the instantly doing a move immediately because they're an assassin. You got to figure out which moves goes first. The first move that happens is let's fight. So let's go to and talk about let's fight. Okay, so this skill, Hugo becomes immune to status effects again with the shield to stop the enemy team from doing anything crazy to debuff you basically, and strikes an enemy with Black Mandarin, dealing 1800 attack when it's rainbowed. It pushes the enemy back to the edge of the battlefield and steals 40% of their attack and defense until the end of battle. That's 40% is really strong. 40%. You're basically debuffing the enemy, the DPS unit, which doesn't sound too crazy at first because it does say that it's limited to 500% of your character's attack and defense. So the amount that you can get is not unlimited, right? So if Hugo has 10 HP, okay, the max you can steal is 50 HP, right? Or 50 attack, sorry, right? So it doesn't sound that strong, but the fact that you're debuffing the enemy so much, especially with high deficit, you're making a high deficit character killable by debuffing them with this move. There's a stupid amount of damage, okay, and also the enemy is going to be debuffed, as you will see from the other sets of the other part of the kit, right? So you're stealing the attack and defense, okay. No one can hit you apart from the DPS unit. You're already debuffed, okay, and also you're pretty much immune to a lot of debuffs. Crazy unit, right? And that's just the main attacking move, right? The main attacking move. And then now let's go to their ult, because the ult goes in well with the next skill in Revolution 5, right? So again, become immune to status effects, right? So enemies can't debuff you, okay? And then deals 700% of attack as damage to the enemy range 5 times and steal 10% of the attack and defense for 15 seconds. Same thing, as the big damaging move, but also keep in mind that normally you'll use this move first. So you already stole a bunch of attack and defense from the enemy, right? Add that with the fact that it's crazy. It's crazy if you think of it, because you are debuffing the enemy, okay, and you're buffing yourself. So imagine this attack stat with the extra attack and defense buff that you get from this skill, basically. So this ult does a really high amount of damage already, okay. Also, you remove the buffs from the enemy, and the enemy cannot get buffs anymore, which is crazy, okay. Look, receives a stat buff block debuff for 12 seconds, so the enemy team cannot get any stronger. So enemy team with I can't even speak, with Garam, no. Enemy team with Albelda doesn't work. It's crazy. Unless if the status immunity to it, obviously then that won't work. But the fact that you can stop the enemy team from getting buffs is insane, especially with the fact that this will do so much damage. And like I said before, the only person that can attack you is the DPS unit that's already being debuffed to hell, bro. It's insane, okay? Anyways, let's look at the evolution for this move as well, since we're already here. It always lands. That's really strong because Assassins has accuracy issues. So the fact that this happens means that you will always do a stupid amount of damage, okay? And also, it will also reset this skill. Now, this skill sounds simple at first, but you gotta remember that if you have him Rainbow, the order of the skill usually will be the Let's Fight, then probably the ultimate that goes into the Transcendent skill Elucia, or maybe you could also go to Let's Fight to this skill, and then back to this skill again because of the cooldown reduction or cooldown like reset, right? Anyways, let's look at the skill. Hugo's fires a skill beam that pierces the enemy, dealing 1000% of her attacker's damage to all enemies in his path. Okay, the coefficient increases by 100% for every debuff that the enemy has. Okay, so basically, the more debuffs the enemy has, the more damage this character will do. This skill also does a stupid amount of damage, bro. That's the thing, right? And then so you'll do a bunch of pierce, right? And it sounds simple, but the amount of debuffs that this character will have against the enemy team will be so much, especially if you have other characters, the debuffs that includes stuns, that includes I'm assuming that includes energy drain. I'm not really sure, but essentially, right? This is the first move will do a decent amount of damage. It won't do that much damage, but that'll be the first thing the character does, right? You wait a little bit. This will do a decent amount of damage after you use the Let's Fight if it goes up next. If not, it'll be the ult. Once the ult hits, this does a stupid amount of damage, right? And keep in mind that the team has 5 characters in the gang in the squad, so that includes other debuffs too, which is absolutely insane, right? Now, when it comes to team building, you kind of want to have you kind of want to make sure that this character is with a lot of physical pierce is really good, but specifically characters that can debuff a lot. Okay, the more debuffs, the better, basically, right? But this character kind of works on any team because the character is just so strong. Okay, don't let yourself be fooled because the first attack that the character is going to do is not going to be that strong, but this character just racks up damage over and over again. But you want to have characters that has good physical pierce. So I guess if you really want to, you can use where is she? What mask? Red mask. You could also use the new David. The new David has some pretty good promise with the new character because David has physical pierce revolution to that kit. And then you can also obviously use Albelda. You can use the typical support, but you generally want to aim with teams that can that can debuff the enemy to maximize their damage. As a sole DPS unit, as the main DPS unit, they do pretty good. But in all honesty, Hugo is a puzzle fix. Hugo is a problem solver. Hugo is a problem solver, just like Yasracha. I think that is the goal that they're trying to do with these assassin units, where they can be fit in a lot of teams, to even it out, right? So a main DPS have a sub DPS, and all of that. When it comes to ignition weapons for this character, specifically, Alosi Kazia is a really good set for them because they, for some reason, the way that I see them play out, when other enemies hit this character, it says miss. And I'm assuming that because it's miss, it counts as an evasion, even though it's not really getting evaded because you get hit by damage, but it says miss. I don't know what that means. Either way, since they're an assassin unit, having high evasion is very, very good for them. So you do kind of want to have this would be the best set in my opinion because you increase evasion and then you increase the physical pierce, which is great because this character is a physical damaging unit for one, and for two, if you support it again with like a David, for example, the increased physical pierce again, this character will do a stupid amount of damage. But yeah, Alokazia would be a very good set for them. You can also go with Raihana. Raihana is always a very good set for this character. The only thing is, Raihana won't do as much as you think because this character is really heavily reliant on the debuffs of the enemy team, right? So, and the attack steal and the defense steal, right? So, but for that to happen, you actually have to activate a skill first. You actually have to activate a skill for that to happen, right? Whether it is the ult or the Let's Fight skill. So, and since the Let's Fight is the first thing that comes out, Let's Fight is not going to do as much damage as you think the second that the round starts. So, I don't think it's a very good idea to use Raihana on her, but I don't see it as necessarily a bad option. You could use Sundance. You could. But this character isn't really like very reliant on like basic normal attack. That's not really their shtick. So it's really up to you, but I think the Alokesia to me seems to be the best set for this character. And of course you can always use Bari. Bari is good for every single unit. So if you're uncertain, you want survivability, you can use Bari. No one's gonna stop you. Bari is great. But if you want to look at the small exclusive skills buffs too, for example, the shield increased from 6 to 10. I said that earlier, and yeah, physical Pierce is also really good too, because you have a physical Pierce on top of that with the Alokesia, with David buff, for example, or like a Hua Ryu character that increases physical Pierce. It's a very, very strong. And then, yeah, cooldown of less 5 resets when there is no luxury item around Hugo is also really strong. Also, keep in mind, okay, I also forgot to mention this. A lot of Hugo skills are AoE. Hugo's ult is AoE, I'm pretty sure. And this is AoE. I don't think this is AoE. The last fight is AoE, but the ult is AoE. And the reason why it's important is because Hugo can get multiple attack and defense buffs with with a lot of enemies around, right? So if you have a lot of crowd control, is what I realized, the Hugo shines really, really well. Like I've realized, to me, it feels like Hugo like meshes really well with Eon because of the like tornado thing that she does, and then Hugo comes in ults, gets like 4 or 3 enemies, or maybe even 5 if you're lucky, and then they get a stupid amount of buff, and the round's over. The round's over. This character is really, 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 really strong. I have various clips of like Hugo just one-tapping, like one-shotting, like not one-shotting, but like just soloing this like events with like 300 deficits. We'll see here if she can do it, but we'll see. But she was a very, very, very strong unit. I think she, I wouldn't say she, I think she, I wouldn't call her slept on. See all these misses just buffs her completely, right? I wouldn't say she's like slept on, but I think she's definitely underrated, right? See, look at that. See, now she's gonna one-shot everybody. It's over. The round's over. The round's over. Have you seen? The round's over. It's done. You know. See, before when I did Yasracha, I needed the help of what's it called it? Albelda, and I needed the help of Mother Anak, right? Or mommy Anak, right? But this one I don't. You know what's crazy? I haven't been able to get past this stage specifically, right? And I'm sure if I can like edit the team and I can make it a lot more cohesive. Like I made this team like as experimental when I was experimenting with Yasracha and Yama. You know, the last 3, like apart from like, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Either way, I can get past this trial. But I can't get past it. She can solo it. She can solo this. But this whole team of 5 cannot beat the other team of 5, right? And this is not like, the deficit's what, like almost 300? It's like 280, 290. So like, it's not like it's getting there in terms of like high deficit, but I wouldn't call it crazy high deficit. Either way, this character is really goddamn strong. Like really goddamn strong. Okay, so if you really want to summon this character, like I get it. Like I get it. You know, like, but that's the video, and I'll see y'all next time, and peace.